This podcast is intended for adult audiences over the age of 18. It contains adult language and situations. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast belong solely to us, and not of any employer, organization, committee, or other group or individuals. This podcast is not intended to be taken as professional advice.
Welcome to the SwingNation podcast, a podcast by swingers for swingers, where we look to educate others and push back on the negative stigmas and misconceptions associated with our lifestyle. Come with us and share our pineapple journey as we travel the globe, interview the experts, learn and grow together. Join the nation. So Lacy, people are asking, how do they get to go to a party or an event with us?
They check out swingersociety.net, you create a profile, you sign up for an event, and you come hang out with us. It's super easy.
That's right. If you want to party with us and the other faces and names that you know from social media and TikTok, head on over to swingersociety.net.
Can't wait to see you there.
Hey there, pineapple people, and welcome to the SwingNation podcast. We are your hosts, Northern Guy
And Southern Girl.
and today we have a special episode for you. We're talking about our sugar and spice takeover of Club Miami Velvet
Yeah.
down there in Miami, Florida,
Yeah.
which is the first Swinger Society takeover we ever had at Miami Velvet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be one of the first takeovers Miami Velvet's ever had. I don't know how often they do that kind of thing.
Well, they've been around for a long time, though.
They've
Surely.
been around forever. Yeah, so I'm sure they've done
someone's
some
done
stuff
it.
there. But
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah.
All right. But of course, we didn't just go to Miami Velvet and have a takeover. We had to add 4 or 5 more things into that
Always.
into that trip.
Always.
Right?
Yeah.
If we're leaving the state and going somewhere else, Lacy has an agenda for us.
Well, because when we're home, we're home. And when we leave, I try to pack in as much as possible.
That's very profound. When we're home, we're home. And when we're not home,
Oh, shut
we're
up.
not home.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
It's hard for me to explain.
Well, what you're really trying to say is now that your parents
Yeah.
are sick and we're basically full-time caretakers,
Yeah.
caretakers. Is that right?
Caregivers?
Caregivers? Yeah, not
Yeah.
caretakers. Caregivers. We don't leave the home as often.
No.
Because we're needed here much more. And so then when we do leave the home, we try to maximize our work while we're out.
Correct. We've learned to utilize the time away much more efficiently.
Correct.
I mean, but I really did this before.
Okay. So we had the takeover of Miami Velvet, and that was a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
But when did we leave the house?
We left Tuesday.
Tuesday. So we had left 3 days.
Yeah. So
4 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. 4
yeah, we really just needed to be in Miami by Thursday.
Mhm.
But our good friends, Wings of Glory, me and her had chatted about getting some new pictures made for the podcast. So that cover picture that you see, Dan doesn't look like that anymore.
Right. So if you're driving down the road and you look at your screen, if you have one of these newer cars that have screens on them now and stuff, you see a picture of us, right? And that picture it's only a year old, right?
No, it's probably closer to 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no facial hair.
Yeah.
And I think my hair was at that weird in between where it wasn't like army, high and tight, but it wasn't fully grown. It was kind of this weird in between.
Yeah.
I actually hated that hair time.
Well, and I'm also looking a weird way. I don't know. We didn't do very well on those pictures. We just were not in sync. Now my hair looks fantastic, and I wish my hair was that long now. But outside of that, it needed some work, and so I had reached out to Wings of Glory, and it's so hard for us to get things done when we're down there for secrets. So I was like, hey, why don't we just stop on our way to Miami? Miami is a really long drive. We have to drive with our trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a little break. And we almost canceled it just because there was a lot going on, but we somehow just made it work. And so we left Tuesday. We drove all day and got to the Secrets, Kissimmee, Orlando area pretty late
Midnight, right?
on Tuesday night. And we just went to sleep. We thought about staying at Secrets because we haven't seen the tiki bar and all that, but it just, by the time they charge you those fees and stuff.
Right, we're like, well, if we're gonna get in at midnight, which was what,
I think we left at like
and then
10.
we're gonna leave at like 9-10 o'clock.
Mhm.
Like, there's not really gonna be much time to enjoy it. And yes, unlike normal hotels, secrets, you got to pay the membership fees and the club fees. And
So
all
we
that
were
stuff.
being cheap.
So we're just like, we're not really gonna get to even. We'll see it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So why do all that? So we stayed in a normal, I don't know, Holiday Inn or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. So anyway, we got up Wednesday morning and got completely ready, and we headed over to their studio, which is awesome. And they had made some changes since the last time we'd been there. They built a library.
Mm-hmm.
And they completely redid the kitchen area. It's like this whimsical, dark, I don't know. It's really cool. If you haven't seen any of their pictures, check it out. And if you don't know, just like a little shameless plug for them, they come to all of our secrets events and they take boudoir pictures. They are so awesome. They take the most beautiful pictures. Some of my favorite that I've ever seen. I try to take pictures with them as often as I can. But they will take your pictures in your room at Secrets, or if your room's trash like ours always is, they have a really cool room. They usually pick something that works well with photography, and you can come in their room and take pictures there.
Correct. Yeah. No, we really love Wings of Glory. You've actually, through the years of you being an influencer now, you've had opportunities to take photos with several different photographers. I would say Wings of Glory stands out to me by far as some of the best photography you've ever had. Taken.
Correct.
And they're a lifestyle couple. They're fun to hang out with. They're just good people.
Mm-hmm. So we spent most of the day taking pictures. We went and left and had like late lunch, early dinner, and then we came back.
We went back to their house.
Yes.
Then what happened?
We had sex. Which is the first time that we have ever played with them. We've kind of put it out on the table several times throughout the years.
Yeah.
It just hasn't never happened. I don't know if it's our fault, their fault. It just never, it's no one's fault.
Well, I think we're always working, right? So we're
and they're
hosting,
always working.
They're working, taking photos. So, it's really hard for us to kind of connect. We've been very, very close multiple times.
Yes.
But it finally happened this time.
And it's recorded.
We did get the opportunity to record it because they've recently started their own OnlyFans journey. And so we caught our first swap on video.
Yes. So it was really hot.
Didn't seem like our first swap.
No, it didn't. It was very natural and very easy. So
I actually think I'm going to release that video. This is going to come out tomorrow. So it'll be this Friday. So as you're listening to this, if you're listening to it the first day we released it, the video actually comes out tomorrow.
It's like a full swap video. So it's really hot,
and they had, because they're photographers and videographers and stuff, they have this like 360
they have the cool shit
camera.
Yeah.
And they put it in the middle of the bed. And we've made lots of OnlyFans content over the years, but this camera that they used, it's like one of them 360 cameras that people use, like, I don't know, I can think of like the skiers use it and people riding motorcycles and
almost
stuff.
like a GoPro, but like 360. Yeah.
So the video, I've only seen parts of it, but it makes it feel like you're in the bed with us. Like you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, we were literally with them like 8 hours. Like we spent the whole day with them, which was wonderful. And so we left from there and drove to Miami. And really, we just had to get to Miami. We had no other plans for that Wednesday. So I think it's like 3.5 hours from Orlando to Miami. So we drove there.
Again, another get in at midnight kind of thing, wasn't it? Or it was later than midnight, wasn't it? By the time we got there?
I think so. Yeah. But we're night owls. So it was fine. And we literally just went to bed.
Yes.
I mean, we probably had sex and stuff.
We definitely fucked because we're probably thinking about what had happened earlier in that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So another thing that we added on to the
another thing. So hosting a takeover wasn't enough. We had to go do a photography shoot, go do content, and now another thing.
So y'all know y'all heard our podcast. I know my status. Their main lab is in Miami, Florida.
It is.
And when we did the podcast and we worked on our partnership with them, they were like, we'd love for you to come to our lab and check it out. Whenever you're like, if you're ever, they have one in Vegas, they have one in Orlando and one in Miami. They have a few more, but those are like their main hubs. And we're like, Well, we'll be in Miami. So, Ashley, was that her name? That was
Stacy.
on the Stacy. Sorry, I don't know where I got Ashley from. Stacy, that was on the podcast, actually flew to Miami.
Right, from Vegas.
And we recorded my whole tour. So that's just recently been released. So it's on YouTube.
Just tonight, or this morning, yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's on
TikTok, Instagram.
So if you want to go watch that, but it was so cool. So we actually literally they took my blood. We watched, we did the swabs, we did all the things, and we walked my sample through the whole lab. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. So, it's been amazing to me how many doors, being podcasters and influencers has opened to us. So, we've been getting STI tested for years now, but I guess I didn't really, you just think, oh, you send your stuff off to a lab and they do stuff and then it comes back. But it was really cool to walk through the whole process with them and go into the lab. The technology is amazing. So they put the samples, and they put several of the samples. So in one of the machine, I think they put your urine and the rectal and oral swab all in the same machine. Mm-hmm. But that machine is basically like a scientist. It's got little arms in there, and it does the tests per what samples they put in it. It knows what agents to put in there to see if there's a reaction or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's basically like this printer / almost like a 3D printer looking
That's
thing.
what it looks like. Yeah.
It's like a big printer or a big 3D printer. And they just slide the samples in there. It can hold, I don't know, hundreds of samples, if not thousands. And then they just hit some buttons and hit go, and it does its little science experiment.
Which is really crazy, because think about how many, I know my status is only a portion of this company. They also do talent testing, which they basically, I think they test 90-something% of the porn industry.
Yeah.
But think about how many people they're testing, and we are just like a blimp, and they get all of, and what they're so good at is the time frame. So we got there at 10:30, I think. I can't remember. I got a text at 8:01 that said, your results are ready. I mean, that night. That's that's 10 hours. That's, it was so quick.
Yep.
It's crazy.
No, yeah. I guess the way they do it is they run those machines twice a day.
Yeah.
So depending on when you come in is which run of the test that you get. And so, they can turn your tests around in, sometimes under 12 hours, depending on when you get there, but 24 at the most. But, they really do that really fast.
It was really,
if you think about how you used to have to do it, you probably used to be a scientist, had to sit there and do all those tests individually.
One of the tests they still do manually, and I don't remember which one that was for. We got to watch them do that test. But could you imagine doing that test?
Yeah, you would have had to do each one of those manually.
Yeah,
before.
That would have been so crazy.
Yeah,
but it was really neat, and we really appreciate them letting us come in, because I think that was kind of a new thing for them.
I don't think they get visitors very often.
No, everyone was so kind.
There was some discussion about you got to wear gloves and masks. And, so
we had to make sure, nothing was seen, which honestly, I wasn't even worried about the video, because I didn't even see anything. I saw no private, nothing.
They were worried about medical data getting,
but I didn't even see anything.
She said they went through the lab and made sure everything was kind of put away.
Yeah. But it was really cool. I had a great time. I really, really enjoyed that. It was pretty awesome to see that process. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, go to our YouTube channel. People are going to be like, damn, y'all are self-promoting. We've like talked about our OnlyFans. We've plugged Wings of Glory. We're plugging our YouTube.
It's part of this trip here. And I think, but on a real note, I think that I Know My Status / talent testing, kind of brand deal that we've done now. It's so on brand though.
Yeah.
It's the perfect company to suit the lifestyle as far as getting STD and STI testing. And so if you're looking for it, and we've talked about it's a little expensive to go and get the complete test done from them, but maybe you go to your local doctor and you only, you don't get the throat swabs, or you don't get the MGen testing or some of those other tests. Well, just go to I Know My Status. Mm-hmm. Just get the MGen test, or just get the throat swab test. Make sure you're getting all those tests. Which is funny that you said the MGen. We were worried
about that, because we've never been tested for it.
Right.
We both test negative.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But we would have handled if we hadn't. And a friend of ours was going to make content. They're also OnlyFans creators, and the person that they were making content wanted them to be MGen
Right. Wouldn't make
tested.
content with them unless they had that
And
NGen
they
test.
go to their normal like family doctor and they don't provide that test. So they had to use I Know My Status just to get that one test to check. So if you're hearing this and you like maybe you go to the health department or you do some at home testing and you're like, well, I've never seen NGen, you can buy just that test.
Right. And it's like $30.
Yeah.
So
It's not bad at all.
So go check it out. iknowmystatus.com code lifestyle saves you 15%. So definitely if you need testing, that's the place to go.
It was fun. I had a
Highly
great
recommend
time.
it. Yeah.
And Stacy was wonderful. So
Yeah. Amazing people.
So after that, we left and we were kind of free-ish for most of the day. I really wanted to have seafood looking at the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess I was thinking more like Gulf of Mexico type seafood, like fried shrimp and like a cocktail. And so I as we're driving down like the interstate, I'm quickly trying to look on Yelp and I just picked one. We went and it was beautiful.
Beautiful location.
Beautiful location. We got to see like the boats. It
was like a yacht club or something.
Yeah. We got to see them like docking boats but there was like no seafood on the menu.
All the food was like hippie.
It was
yuppie kind of food. I don't know.
Yeah, it was Miami food, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it wasn't even, but it wasn't, I don't know.
We wanted fried shrimp. There was nothing fried in sight.
It was like burgers and chicken and like.
Yeah, they did have like maybe.
Did they have barbecue or something?
They might have had like a catch of the day. The food was amazing.
Yeah,
it was
really
very, very good, but not the seafood that we wanted. But it was totally fine. But we kind of walked around. We were right by. I know that's where the TikTok where we said we were going to see the mayor.
Yeah.
City Hall, is that
City
what
Hall, yeah. Miami City Hall is right there. Yeah.
So if you saw that TikTok, that's where we were.
We didn't go see the mayor, by the way.
No, we did not. I was like, Dan, are you trying to get us in trouble? Don't call out the mayor.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, I like make the videos and then Dan puts the words on them. And sometimes he goes like, I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Well, you made a video in front of the Miami City Hall. So
I thought you were going to be like,
I put some text on there like, oh, while we were in Miami, we just stop by City Hall and invite the mayor to our swinger party. People were freaking out.
I know.
They're like, he will not go. And then some people were like, I bet he does go.
Well, I was like, damn, don't get us in trouble with the fucking mayor. Come on. What if he was a swinger and he saw that? He was like, oh, shit.
Start a whole scandal.
Yeah.
It was a parody video. Just so everybody knows. Yeah.
That I was not involved in. That was all Dan. So after that, we just went back to the hotel. We napped, kind of hung out a little bit. I will say that our hotel was just like a Holiday Inn by the airport. So I don't feel like in that sense we got like a Miami vibe.
Oh, gosh.
I wanted to be like by the ocean.
On the beach, yeah. You wanted a balcony to walk out and watch the sharks swim out or something. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I did.
You were so bougie. The hotel was actually pretty nice.
It was very nice. Yeah. It was not.
It was across the street from the club, which was nice.
It was very convenient, but I mean, if you're going to be
on the ocean,
if you're going to be in Miami,
well, I'll tell you that hotel was not cheap either. It was
it wasn't.
Yeah, almost $300 a night, I think. So I can only imagine what a beachfront hotel to cost.
I heard it was $800 a night.
I did. I heard that as well.
After that, we were going to go out Thursday night. So it was Polly Pineapple, who kind of hangs with our group. She's an influencer. She, you've seen her in a lot of our TikToks.
She's allegedly a unicorn now, but seems to always have a boyfriend with her. You know what I mean? She always has a guy with her. And
she never shows up singles.
She might be coupled up now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
But it was her birthday that week. So her boyfriend-ish, I don't know. We don't know what to call him.
Friends with benefits boyfriend.
Was very sweet and had planned this, like he had messaged us and he had planned some activities for her. He had booked her a trip and brought her down there and did a bunch of really sweet.
If he was not her boyfriend, he probably is now.
Yeah, no, he deserves
it. He definitely hooked her up.
Yeah, he made sure she
spoiled her pretty well.
Yeah, he did. So he had planned a night, and honestly, I was super grateful, like in hindsight, that he did this because we kind of got the like Miami type vibe.
Yeah, so we've been through, I would say, in Miami, you know, we left out for the Bliss cruise there. We flew to Costa Rica from Miami. We've done personal family cruises out of Miami. So I
had surgery in Miami. We were there for a week.
Right. We've been in the Miami area several times, but I don't think we ever really got to experience Miami.
No.
So Thursday night we went out with Polly Pineapple and the group of Swinger Society people that were already there, and we went to, and I don't even know the name of the strip.
It's like, I don't know where the
it's
strip.
like the South Beach main strip where all the restaurants and stuff are and all the bars and stuff.
Yeah.
And what a cool experience.
It was so cool. We went to this, it's like Havana, and it was like 1970, something like that. I can't remember the numbers, but there was quite a few of those restaurants. Apparently it was a chain, because we went to the wrong one first, and then we had to find the right one. But it was a very small restaurant, not very
Cuban
big.
food, so good.
So good. It was so fun. I really enjoyed that. And I'm not an adventurous eater.
Lacy's pretty plain Jane. Yeah.
But I ate my food pretty well. I did a good job.
Well, you had shrimp.
I had shrimp, not fried. And then I ordered chicken noodle soup because
you were afraid you wouldn't like the shrimp?
Yeah, but the chicken noodle soup was like, for real. That was good. It was like homemade, probably homemade noodles. It was delicious.
Well, the part I liked is they sang her happy birthday, and all the people in the bar were just banging on everything that they could get there.
Yeah.
But heavy Latin vibes, heavy Cuban vibes. It was that whole night was great.
Well, and half the people went to the wrong restaurant.
Yeah.
In different wrong restaurants, not all. So it took us all quite a while to get there, and they weren't even mad that we were late. They were just like, yeah, you're here.
And the table we had literally took up half their restaurant.
Yeah, and we kept adding people because people were like showing up or coming in.
They were so gracious. I think any other restaurant
would have been like, get the fuck out.
Annoyed as shit and been like, hey, you're late. Like you go, you lose your. But no, they were super kind.
Super kind. Maybe that's just like maybe it's just
that's
like laid back.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good vibe.
Yeah. After that, we went. She wanted to go to a drag bar, so he had planned for her to go to. It's called Mangoes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a drag bar, but I don't really know if there was drag queens there. That's to be determined. Did you see any drag queens?
So there was people up on the bar dancing, but they didn't seem to be in drag.
No.
And if there was a couple girls, those were in drag girls,
I don't think they were
super hot.
I don't think they were.
Not that there's beautiful drag queens too, but I was just very. I don't think it was a drag bar. No. It didn't give me those vibes.
There might be some there, sometimes, but it gave me more of like a Latin variety show.
Like a show.
Like a show.
Like showgirl kind of show.
They were very busy. And so we kind of went to the back. And what's really cool is we met a couple of listeners of the podcast.
Yeah.
It just so happened that the Temptation Cruise, which is is it Temptation or Desire?
Yeah, no, they were on a Temptation Cruise.
Temptation Cruise was leaving out of Miami that Monday. So there was a lot of swingers in Miami. We had no idea. So we got to meet a few followers, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we had fun. We stayed there for like an hour and a half.
We did,
2 hours, and danced and drank.
Well, and then so in the back of this bar, there's like a little club area, and there's a DJ booth and like this dance floor and lights. And so at some point they started DJing, and when they started DJing, they turned on these strobe lights that made you want to like pass out. Like they were too stroby for me.
I felt like I was going to have a seizure or a migraine, and I'm not one of those people that get bothered by stuff.
I love clubs. I love lights, but like,
are we getting old?
Maybe. It was straight flashing bright strobe lights.
It was so bad.
And I can only handle it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. We were like, we need to leave. Like this is too much.
We kept like turning around, like trying to get away from the lights, but we ended up leaving.
But there was young people that were having the same problem. People younger than us, 10 years younger than us, that were like, this is too much. So I don't think it was just us.
No. So we went back towards the way we had walked, and we did pass a drag bar that all of the girls, when we saw it, like we were like, oh, we want to go there. And so we I don't know how, but as a group, we made the decision we're going.
I wish we'd gone there first.
We were gone.
It was called the Palace.
Yeah. Well, and we gave, I don't know if we can say his name, so just say Kayla's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
We gave him shit the rest of the night because it was super cool. Mm-hmm. And he was like, and apparently that's the one she wanted to go to.
Right. Well, when we walked past it, we're like, oh, that looks cool. And he's like, yeah, that one is cool, but this one we're going to is way better.
So we kind of like gave him shit all night. So we went back to that one. They were wonderful.
Yeah.
They sat us down, and their drinks it was literally the best drink I think I've ever had. It was delicious.
Yeah.
And then we ordered this high heel cheesecake.
It was so good.
It was a high heel made of chocolate, and then it was stuffed with cheesecake, and then the plate was
And when you
filled.
say high heel, it was like a 5-inch like Louis
Stiletto,
Vuitton
yeah.
looking stiletto heel, and they'd stuffed the whole shoe with cheesecake. And it was, I love cheesecake, and that was really good cheesecake.
Dan is.
I think I ate most of it.
At some point, Dan took the whole ass plate. Like,
Well, you girls got it, and they're all like taking selfies with it and stuff. And then like they picked on it a little bit, and then basically like left it. And I'm like, "You guys done with that?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're not. We're full. We just really want it for the pictures." I'm like, "Pass that shit down here. That was good."
we have like pictures and videos of you eating.
Yeah.
You'll have to post one of those or something.
It's pretty funny.
But what really sucked is we got there at like the last performance,
Mm-hmm.
which really sucked, but it was still
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, we were only there like 30 minutes, and they
Yeah.
closed. Yeah.
They had really cool neon lights, like if you like signs, if you want to take pictures by any of those. It was really cool. So if you're ever in Miami,
Mhm.
highly suggest.
Well, our next Miami Velvet Takeover is in October, and I
Yeah.
bet we'll be down there at least a night early. And I think we need to do a palace meet
Yeah.
and greet kind of
I
thing.
agree.
There. Yeah.
They said they hosted swinger parties.
One of the waitresses said that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, we have swingers in here all the time," which maybe they do. I don't know.
Well, maybe they have swingers in there. That's different than like hosting.
Right, like
yeah.
a takeover. Yeah.
But anyway, the drinks were amazing. I got some kind of Barbie drink. I
That's
wish
good.
I had one now.
Oh, they were clacking fans. I mean,
It was totally our
It
vibe.
was a good vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
After that, we just went back to the hotel. There was no sexy.
No sex. No fucking.
I mean, we
no,
fucked. We
nothing.
always fuck, but
We're tired though.
yeah. But no, like group
No.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think you were kind of like, I'm just done.
Well, it had been a
And
long
we,
day.
yeah,
We'd
we knew
gotten
it was
up
gonna be
early.
a long weekend too.
Yeah.
All right. I think now is the perfect time to take a little break and hear from the partners and sponsors of the Swing Nation podcast. And then when we get back, we'll get into what actually happened at the takeover
Yeah.
at Miami Velvet.
hmm
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Lacy, the question we get asked on social media and TikTok more than any other question is, how do I find lifestyle people, lifestyle clubs, lifestyle parties, lifestyle cruises, lifestyle events in my area
Yeah.
or around me?
Mhm.
How do I connect with people?
You go to stc.com.
The answer to that is go to SDC, SDC.com. That's where you meet people in your area. That's how you found out about parties, events, things like that. They have over 3 million users, one of the biggest lifestyle websites out there, and one of our personal favorites. And if you want to try it completely risk-free and have a free trial to see if it works for you in your area, you can go to TheSwingNation.info. Go to recommended products and click on the SDC icon, and you're going to get 2 weeks completely free on us to see if it works for you. So go check it out, guys.
You know, Dan, one thing that I love is a responsible swinger.
I love a responsible swinger.
Yes. And we are so excited to partner with I Know My Status. They're an awesome STD test. They're the ones that test the porn stars. So, I mean, like, if the porn stars are testing one way, we got to be like them, right?
Absolutely. So if you've heard of talent testing, this is the same brand, the same business.
It
that's,
is.
That's behind I Know My Status. And so if you want to fuck like a porn star, you need to get tested like a porn star. So you need to go to iknowmystatus.com for a limited time. Use code lifestyle and you're going to get 15% off your first test. I promise you, this is the test if you're a swinger that you need to be taking on a regular basis. So go get it, guys.
So, all of our content is 100% free.
100%.
You can listen to the podcast for free. All of our TikToks are free, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, it is for free. The only service that we ask you to pay for, if you want to, of course, is our OnlyFans. Yep, that's right. If you want to support Dan and I and our journey through all of this, OnlyFans is really what pays our bills. It's what keeps us being able to be public and be able to make all of these things, because it's really hard with a corporate job to have an OnlyFans. So if you would love to show your support, we would love to have you. If you would like to check out my OnlyFans this month, it is 50% off your first month. If you want to go to TheSwingNation.info, you'll see all the links there.
I All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for listening to our sponsors. We love our sponsors.
We do.
Lacy loves every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I use every single one of them.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
On the real. Okay. When we left off, we had just finished our drag queen bar experience on the Strip in Miami. And now it's time to go to the Swingers Club.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Friday.
So Friday, okay, so back up to the night before Thursday. If you know me, you know that I love Honey Birdette lingerie.
Oh, God.
This has been a thing. This is not new. If you see my outfits, I always try to incorporate something Honey Birdette. And if you want to spoil your wife, this is a great place. It is very expensive. I actually, when we...
So a set of lingerie, the median price is what? $300?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea what you're talking about, this is like bougie lingerie.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, as from the male perspective, some of those lingerie sets you've had for like 5 years now.
Yes. When I first found Honey Birdette, I would buy, like, if I came out with a set that I loved, I would buy every piece right when it came out. Because they used to sell out more. Playboy bought them at some point, and now they have more production. So it's a little bit easier to get their products.
Wasn't it originally like an Australian company?
Yeah. It was. So it's easier to get them now. So now what I do is I just wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times
on sale, they're what, $150, something like that?
Yeah, maybe less than that. So a lot of times I'll try to get the bodysuits for like $60. I'm kind of like a bodysuit type of girl. I don't usually need all the pieces unless I'm doing something special with it.
Cool.
So there's a Honey Birdette store in Miami. I've always wanted to go. I always try to go. I always say I'm going to go, and I never do. So as we were sitting at the drag bar on or dinner or something on Thursday night, I said, Polly Pineapple, you know there's a Honey Birdette. She is also a fellow Honey Birdette lover. And she was like, oh my God.
Are any of the girls not Honey Birdette lovers?
I don't know. I would say Daphne. She's not really a Honey Birdette.
She's
no.
not.
She's like, oh my God, we have to go. And then Diana that works for us and Mandy that works for us had never even tried on Honey Birdette, and they've always wanted it but didn't know what sizes to get or didn't know what to do. So we were going to do a field trip. So I suggested, let's just get up and go early. So that way we still have like our whole half a day in Miami. So we got up and left at like our hotel at like 9, and we went to, it was in some mall. Don't remember what mall it was, but we found it. And the guy that worked there was wonderful. I wasn't going to buy anything. Because I didn't want to pay full price.
Allegedly.
But then I got in there and Polly Pineapple bought something. And then I ended up buying a bodysuit that was full price. It's like $150. But I got black, so I'll wear it a ton. And the other girls got to try on stuff. It was fun. We had a great time. We got some lunch and then we came back to the hotel.
Well, I'm glad. While you did all that, I slept/worked.
The lights were off. Your head was covered. Your ass was asleep.
I was working.
They were like, have you not heard from Dan? I was like, no, he's asleep. I know him. And you were very much asleep. I even took a picture and sent it to the girls. I was like, his ass is still asleep.
What time did you get back?
Close to noon.
Nice.
Yeah. So when we got back, you said, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You were like,
well, here's the thing. So part of the reason is I had stayed up late the night before. And then the second reason is I knew Club Miami Velvet, they don't close until 4 a.m. on Friday and 5 a.m. on Saturday. So I was like, basically like, I need to shift my day schedule. I need to sleep as long as I possibly can so that at 4 a.m. I'm still awake.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. So
yeah, we just like rested and laid around, and at some point you got up and DJ'd. You practiced your set because you were going to be DJing. And if you don't know, we hadn't really talked about this on the podcast, but we just recently moved because we have my parents now. We needed a different layout of space. All of our rooms were upstairs. We needed some more on the first floor. So we recently moved. You haven't really been practicing.
I have not. Yeah. So we've been fully focused on the move and moving houses and all the furniture and things that come with that. So really for the last month, we've been focused on that. I used to DJ. I try to spend like an hour each night doing it just to, kind of get better at it. But I have not done that in a good month. And so here we are about to host an event where I'm going to probably be DJing more than I have ever. And I haven't practiced in a month. So I was like, I just need to make sure I still understand how this thing works before we go into the club tonight.
Yeah. So we had to get the club pretty early. I think like 7. And so we were going to be there from 7 to 4 a.m. So I was like, I got ready. I put my club outfit on. I made TikToks in the hotel room because like there was a few transition videos and stuff I wanted to do. And then I took my clothes off and put on just like, I think an outfit for the tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to the club.
Yeah. So we got to the club and we had arranged with the management there to get there early. I don't know if there was a miscommunication. I don't know if we confirmed, but ended up the manager didn't show up to unlock the doors until about an hour after we had.
It was like 40 minutes.
40 minutes after what we had thought when we thought we were getting in the club, which basically made the rest of that next, so basically we had 2 hours to get the club set up, ready, and do a tour video and set up the DJ equipment and run audio and lights and decorate. And it was basically pure chaos for those 2 hours.
Well, normally when we do these club takeovers, we have toured the club. We've done we have a YouTube video out so y'all can see it so we can kind of plan. But because of my parents, our travel schedule has kind of been like cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
And we just could not find time to get there. And so we really were kind of walking in a little blind, which that's kind of an amateur move on our part. We kind we learned a valuable lesson.
Right, because we had never physically seen the club. We weren't 100% sure where we were going to put like our merch booth, our 360 tent, the photo backdrop, where the DJ, stage was going to go. Because we knew the stage that the area they have for the DJ is like up in one of those crow's nest kind of things.
But Life of Spice had been there. So like we kind of knew, but we kind of didn't know. Right. We didn't know as well as we thought we did.
So it took us 20, 30 minutes just kind of lay out where everything was going to go. And then it was the mad dash to get everything done.
Yeah, there was a little bit of chaos, a little bit.
I'm excited. I haven't edited the tour video of the club yet. I'm kind of interested to see that footage and see if you can tell like how stressed we are on your face.
We were very stressed. We were like trying to do this tour like while
the batteries were dying in my gimbal.
Oh, it was awful.
They're decorating around us. Brittany, who you don't know, is an influencer in the Miami area, and she does a lot of the social media for Miami Velvet. And she came in early, and bless her heart, she's so cute, and like
she's was like, "What
she's wanting to say like hi to us," and we're just like literally running around like crazy people.
Nobody's ready for the club. The club literally was opening in 10 minutes and we're all still in like regular clothes and or I'm in my tour outfit.
Right.
So
we're finishing up the tour video and like the club opens and I have to be DJing in like 2 minutes.
But I mean, isn't that how most things go? Where like people don't realize the chaos behind the scenes. They just see the finished product. Mm-hmm. This is just like a rare look behind the scenes. But I think it's important to be transparent. We're pretty chill we might get like a little worked up, especially the first time. I remember
Red Room back in the day when we first, some of our first events, it got pretty stressful because the same thing where we had to, kind of mad dashing everything ready. But this was the first time, we've done it plenty of times. Tempted, we've done it plenty of times. So we kind of have the flow there. We did not have the flow here. It had us stressed out for sure.
It did. But we figured it out and we quickly changed. We somehow got it all done and we opened and no one would have known that we were running around like crazy people.
Yeah. So I was the opening DJ. You
did very good, babe.
Did I do good?
You did very good.
I will say, so I DJ'd both Friday and Saturday night, and I opened and kind of closed both nights. And I think it was the first time I felt a little bit comfortable. I think I've always felt a little nervous and just not quite relaxed. I don't know, for whatever reason, I was vibing a little bit, especially on Saturday, more so on Saturday night than Friday, but it was fun. I had fun DJing.
You had people on the dance floor till 3 a.m. on Saturday night, so I think you did okay.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you DJ'd. I kind of like bounced around. Normally, I hate when you're DJing because I'm like sitting there by myself, but for some reason, it didn't really bother me this time.
You're getting used to it?
I don't know. Maybe there was just enough going on that I felt okay. it was fine. I just kind of hung out and chatted and kind of moved around. The thing that I like and also dislike about Miami Velvet is they have a lot of space, which is wonderful, but it's almost a little like disconnected. So you kind of have to like go to the back and then go to the front. And Life of Spice was in the back, so I'd go back there for a little bit and then I'd go up front for a little bit. So I just felt like I was kind of bouncing around.
Yeah, I agree. So if people don't know Miami Velvet, you should. Well, we're getting ready to post a YouTube video and you can watch that. But it is the unique thing about it is it has 2 dance floors / club areas. One is kind of like the back room. It's the red velvet room, and there's beds and stuff back there. You can fuck in there while the DJ is going, which
Super
is
cool.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a back room and then the front of the club. The front of the clubs, seems like a normal club, LED, lights, and it kind of has some couches and some, areas where you can sit and talk and mingle. And then the back club area is kind of more of like a playroom vibe. And then they have tons of playrooms in the back. That some of them, I think some of the bigger play spaces we've seen in a club. So it's a really cool club. It had a different vibe, I think, because you're in Miami, you're in South Florida, heavy Latin vibes, heavy Cuban vibes. We had our friend group with us, but not many. I think there was only like 3 or 4 couples we knew there out of the entire club.
Yeah.
And if you compare that to like some of our other takeovers, if you go to a Secrets or you go
I think there was more than that. Think about this: Life of Spice, Small Town Spice.
Yeah, okay.
Mandy,
5 or 6 though.
Diana.
Yeah. But
Beauty and the Beast.
Even in comparison, what I was trying to say is like at Tempted, we probably know half the people there.
Yes.
Right. And this time we knew just a handful of couples. So it was a little different for us. I think we did a lot of interacting with people we just didn't know.
Yeah. And a lot of meeting people that came out to see us, to meet us, which I was
always impressed with the amount of people that come to these events to meet us. It always blows me away. And some of them come from so far. I think even this event, there was another couple that was from Canada.
There was.
They came all the way to Miami from Canada for this event. Several other people from all over the country had flown down to Miami for this event, which it blows me away that people will travel across the country just to come hang out and party with us. It's very humbling to really stop and think about that.
Very much so.
So anyway, we appreciate all of you guys, but good vibes. So I DJ'd for a couple hours, and then DJ Cereno took over for me, which he's kind of a Florida boy, kind of a local good DJ, kind of Life of Spice like vibes. He can play,
and he's really hot.
He is.
I want to fuck him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He took no, that's fine. He took over for me. He DJ'd for a while. We ended up hanging out, and we eventually ended up going back to the playroom on Friday night.
We did. We did. It was us and Beauty and the Beast couple, which we have talked about quite often. They've been in the Hito. They've been in Secrets. They went to Tempted. Because the night was kind of like we were all over the place, we did not have any chance to really like meet and vibe with anybody. And I don't mean that like I would fuck Beauty and the Beast couple any day. Like I don't want that. I don't want that to come across that way. Right. But we would have just had them come and other people. Like we enjoy playing with them. She's absolutely adorable and gorgeous and cute, and he's just like a lot of fun. And I like those big guys.
He is the big guy. Another couple that was there that we haven't mentioned yet was Goth Barbie.
Yes.
Which, if you remember Goth Barbie from the last Secrets, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
She is the Gothic Barbie. It's probably the best way to describe her.
Yeah.
With the split tongue.
Yes.
So if you remember that story about
and Dan fucked her.
Dan getting a blowjob with the hot Goth Barbie girl.
I don't want to give her information, but I don't want to. But they have a couple that they're vibing with, and I don't know where that is.
They're kind of polyed up.
I don't know.
Kind of polyed up. And I think, so we were kind of talking to them. Obviously, I'm always vibing with her. She sat on my lap there for a couple bit. But I couldn't quite get a read on what their dynamic is now that they're kind of with this couple.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And honestly, I wasn't really going to like press to find out. I mean, like that's kind of, I feel like a lot of people are poly right now, and I'm just not going to step on any toes whatsoever. I was just kind of like,
it is the thing in our friend group. There are several couples that are now
not even ones that are public. There's others
that are now kind of dating and in these poly or semi-poly relationships, which as a swinger, it's hard to like, okay, so we used to fuck you, and now you're dating them. Are you still fucking? Are you not fucking?
It's
is
unique.
it okay?
Yeah, it's a unique situation. Like, how do you be respectful of them, but also like, what do you, like? It's almost like, what do you do with your hands?
Right.
Like, you don't know.
And it seems like a lot of them, and this is the case with Goth Barbie, where maybe they're not 100% sure.
They're just exploring,
right, in this new dynamic, how they're going to play yet either. So there was some, I think. We weren't quite sure there.
Yeah, so they came to the playroom with us, and they just kind of.
But it wasn't both. So there's Goth Barbie, her husband, and then this couple that they're dating. And I'm sorry, I don't know their. I don't know their names. I don't know their names, or I don't want to say a name that. Yeah. I'm not sure if they're how public they are. But anyway, she came back with the other person's husband.
Yeah, which was fine as hell. Sorry, babe.
No, I knew he would be your type.
Yeah, he was totally my type.
So anyway, it's us, Goth Barbie, and then Beauty and the Beast couple. Yeah. All end up in the playroom. We get to the big orgy room. Now, several other people that were around us and in that group, we were like, hey, playroom. And they were like, yeah, maybe. We tried to get Polly Pineapple to go back. We tried to get a few others to go back. The only ones that showed up were Goth Barbie and then Beauty and the Beast couple.
Which right there, that's a party.
That is a good, no complaints there. That's a good time. Yeah. So anyway, Goth Barbie and her new boyfriend, they start fucking. Me and you, basically all the couples start fucking their partner. Yeah. And then at some point, me and you swapped with Beauty and the Beast. And then we just weren't sure. Goth Barbie, they just fucked each other.
And they fucked for like a long time.
And we're very into that, what was happening.
It was it was almost like nobody else was there.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was hot to watch.
It was very good. Basically, we were swapping with a hot couple that I really enjoyed while watching live porn from them. Yeah. So it was very hot.
Well, and then also on the other side of that, so on Friday nights, they let single males in. And there was quite a bit. And when I say quite a bit, I didn't notice it out on the dance floor. I didn't notice it any other time except for this time. There was like 6 in this one playroom.
Right. And one came up and tried to get on the bed with us. And I told him no. I said, hey, just give us some room. We're not trying to add everybody else.
Well, there was a lady that was, I don't think she had a partner or her partner was somewhere. I got the impression just from reading the room that
oh, yes. Yes.
These single males.
I think her partner was there with her.
I didn't know. It looked like the single males were just having their way with her. Like they were lined up. At one point, they were all around her. And this playroom has mirrors on the wall and even on like, not the ceiling, but it's like tilted. Yeah. So you can like, so I'm getting fucked. At one point, I was like, we got to turn around. I got to watch because like it was so intriguing for me to watch. So
I had my back to her most of the time, but you're right. So this lady had gotten on the bed.
I was forward.
And I believe she was there with her partner or somebody who seemed to be kind of keeping an eye on her. And then these single guys came in.
It was like they swarmed her. She
one
loved
of them asked, and she was like, "Yeah." And then another asked, and another asked.
She was loving it.
She basically took a train or a gangbang or whatever you want, right there in the room with us, which was nice.
And like she had one, like they were everywhere.
I don't think it was her first time.
No, she was a professional. She was a professional. But I was like, wow. I mean, like I was trying to have to focus, like remind myself to focus on what I'm doing because like I almost needed like popcorn, just like sit there and like people watch. Yeah. It was quite. Yeah. And there was one single guy that was very hot. Like he was musty. He was like younger. When I say younger, I mean like in his 20s, like mid to late 20s. And like I would have fucked him. But
why didn't you?
I don't know. I was having fun. Yeah. Yeah. I was having a good time. But it was still fun to watch.
Something else to know is Beast finished on you.
He did.
Which is a thing for you.
I don't normally let guys finish on me. I mean, I do. I will.
So he came on like your stomach, like right above your pussy.
And he also said that he doesn't normally do that either. So I felt a little special. And he should feel special because I don't let just anybody, especially not on camera. Let's be honest. I'm not a huge cum person. So if I'm going to like participate in any kind of like cum, I'm going to get paid for it, you know?
You're such a whore.
I know, but in this case, it was just I was feeling it. Yeah. It was a moment. So.
Yes, and I really enjoy his wife.
Yeah, they're beauty.
Well, the funny thing is, so we swap and we fuck, and we come walking out, and I then took back over for DJ Cereno, and he's like, did you fuck her? And I was like, and he's pointing to Beauty. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, fuck. Because she had on this little candy girl outfit.
She looked very good.
And oh my God. And so to like to describe, she could be like your younger sister. Like you and her have kind of similar.
Yeah, except for she's smaller than me. But it's okay. She is.
She's your little sister. Your little sister.
Little. Yeah. She's adorable.
Yeah.
No, she is so cute. But our hair, we have similar features. Yeah.
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 So she's good.
Yeah. She's
enjoy
good.
her. Are you getting jealous?
No.
It's funny how some people you don't get jealous.
Yeah. Because I don't know. Like, I also enjoy her.
Yeah.
Me and her have had lots of girl time. Not lots. We've had some, I guess. And I would be like, we always kind of make it about like us, but she's I'm not like the most bisexual girl, but if I'm going to be bisexual, she's the type of girl.
She's one of the ones.
Yeah, she's one of the ones.
And that finished up Friday night.
Yeah, we stayed till 4. We didn't like get back to the hotel until.
Yeah, so I DJ'd for a little bit longer, and then once the dance floor cleared, I put a playlist on and just kind of hung out with everybody.
Yeah, and then so we didn't go to bed till like 5 a.m. or so.
Yeah, 100%. All right, and then that takes us into Saturday.
Yeah.
What happened Saturday?
So we slept till about 10. So
we did.
Not a lot of hours, but some.
So literally 5 a.m. I think I didn't go to bed till 5:30, almost 6.
Yeah.
And then we were up and out by 10 because we had the meet and greet at Hollover Beach at, I don't know, 11:30.
We weren't up by 10. We woke up at 10. So I think we had to leave by like 11:30. Yeah. So it gave us like an hour or so to get ready. We had to be at Hollover Beach, which is like 45 minutes from
the club,
the club
where the hotel was in.
And because we were kind of like hosting a meet and greet, we wanted to get there early. We had our tent and all that.
So we wanted to be the first ones there so we could set the tent up, get the music going so that people kind of knew where to go for the meet and greet.
Which we had never been there before. So I was super excited. We've done nude beaches before. We'd never done one in the United States. So it was really cool to like walk up. But it was like, so I didn't know this, but there's like sections. There's like a swinger section.
So apparently it's unofficial. So if you go to Hollover Beach, a portion of that beach is clothing optional. And then if you look at the beach, there's lifeguard towers, every, I don't know, a couple hundred yards, right? And so what they were telling us is unofficially this beach is broken down into sections. One of the sections is kind of the LGBTQ. So that's where most of, the gay guys and people like that go to hang out. And then another section was known to be swingers. So if you were a swinger, non-monogamous type person, this is, that section is where most of those people hung out. And then there was another section, which was kind of like the family friendly. They described it as the family friendly section, which, there are nudists in America, and nudists is very popular more in Europe and stuff like that. So my understanding is there's even families and children sometimes in that part of the beach,
which we didn't see any children. We weren't near that part. But isn't there also like a couple section? I guess it's kind of like swingers, but maybe they don't actually swing. Maybe they just like to be nude.
I don't know. I maybe missed that part.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But it was really cool. We got some pictures as we were like walking, not on the beach, but like, well, we did take a couple of pictures by the ocean. With no one in the background, don't worry. But like of the signs and stuff. And it was quite like, as we were walking up, you could tell it was like a public beach because there were some characters. Yeah.
There's good people watching.
Very good people watching. Yes. Like, because you don't have to be naked. So even if you wanted to wear like just clothes and just sit there and watch, it was funny.
I kind of wish it was you had to be naked to be there.
Really?
Well, I say that because I think it seemed to me like there was a lot of tourists. There's a lot of people.
Who cares?
I don't really care, but I get why people maybe don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't care.
I don't care either. If you just want to walk by and see us naked, that's absolutely fine with me.
But
there's probably more people not naked than there were naked, but it was chilly this day.
It was a little chilly, but we had our swinger society tent up, and it actually drew a lot of attention. So people were walking by, and like for some reason we kept getting these gay guys, and they were like talking to us, and like it was kind of fun. Just and then people would come up. Again, characters would chat with us about what is swinger society. Some lady came up and was like almost in your lap.
She was hot.
She was butt naked.
We tried to get her to come to the club, but I don't think she did.
Yeah. The beach was fun. It was a little chilly. They did have some like a food stand that had really good food. But it was a fun time. We took, we took a group photo, one that we could post on social media, one that, is a private one. So people that, are not public could have a picture.
I was actually, when we did that photo,
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised how many people got into the public one.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we're all clothed. I mean, it was not anything inappropriate, but yeah, I mean,
the majority of the group, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, if you think back just 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
if you said we're going to take a public picture, like almost nobody would get into it. And this time, the vast majority of the group got into that public picture, which I think says something for where we're going with this community. Yeah.
And we were holding a Swingers Society flag, which had an upside down pineapple and everything. So, they were.
It was kind of nice to be out in public with the flags.
Yeah,
and like,
it was.
Yeah.
It was nice. I had a lot of fun. To be honest with you, we're going back to Miami in April for the Bliss Cruise, and I'm like trying to figure out ways that we could stay.
She's trying to get Dan to rent a condo on the beach.
Yeah, I'm like, let's just stay right here for like a night. We can go down to the beach. You know me. I'm always trying to come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
We left there and went back to the hotel and just kind of, I think we had like 30 minutes to rest because we didn't leave the beach till like 4:35.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had like 30 minutes to rest and eat, and then we had to get ready for the club.
Mm-hmm.
And this night I just wore my outfit to the club.
Yes.
Did you? Yeah, we both
Inferno
did.
night. Yeah. So I think I had on.
We didn't talk about Friday night's theme. It was
Friday was candy fantasy.
Yeah.
Sweet treat fantasy.
Yeah.
The sweet treat fantasy party. I wore my pink suit, and you had on a cute little pink dress.
Yeah.
And then Saturday was Inferno night, so kind of spicy fire vibes. And you had gotten this super cute, like see-through dress.
Yeah, it was like a rave outfit,
and it was like black with like red flames kind of mix into it. And you had found me a shirt that matched.
It was from the same place.
Yeah,
it was a set. So we just wore that, and we did get there a little bit later, but not much. Because the night before was so
chaos.
crazy, we wanted to make 100% sure that it was, okay, this night. So we got there kind of early, and it was super easy we really just had to change out the decorations and
there wasn't much.
Yeah.
Now the difference was this night, Brittany, who was the influencer that we had talked about, who does Miami Velvet's social media, she came, but she had brought a couple other couples that are public on social media. And our group of influencers and kind of their group of influencers got together and made a bunch of TikTok videos.
Yeah.
And that was super fun.
It was. Before we started, she was like, do you mind if I kind of lead this? And I was like, absolutely, girl. Go for it. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I learned a lot from her. Just like I learned a lot from like Life of Spice and other people that we make TikToks with. It's fun to see a different person's take on it. And honestly, like watching all the TikToks now, like after the fact, they were like, she did really good. And so like I'm taking something, I've learned something from her.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think I even said something to you about that. Like I think it took longer to make each TikTok that we made with them than what we would normally take. But it was, I think, a little more original, a little better quality, I think, than some of our quick,
Everybody got to take the video, the raw footage, and do whatever they chose with it. And so everybody had different versions. So as I'm scrolling, I'm seeing all these different videos and they're all different. And I love that because no two are just alike. Yeah. So we have to tell the story of, we did one where the girls line up and they pick a guy, and they did one with the guys lined up and pick a girl. I got picked last, and it kind of hurt my ego a little, like not major because like I obviously know that it's not real, But if I'm being honest, I was a little self-conscious Saturday night in my outfit. And then I got picked last. And then like, I can remember telling you, I was like, I got picked last. I was like, you cannot use that footage. You cannot make a TikTok of me being picked last.
Well, so the full story of you getting picked last was we were standing in line and Polly Pineapple's husband was in front of me.
Boyfriend.
Yeah. And he goes to me, I think I'm going to pick Lacy. And I actually said to him, hey, don't pick Lacy, pick one of their girls, the other group's girls, so that we mix. Because I think the first time, basically, their husbands had picked their wives, and we had picked our, the kind of groups kind of stayed together. So in my head, I'm thinking like, let's just intermingle more.
Yeah.
Like just mix it up more. So pick somebody else.
So
So
you
he did do, so I kind of cock blocked you.
You totally cock-blocked me. So it's your fault. I got picked last.
It is 100% my fault.
So anyway, we posted the video of the guys getting picked, and it's got like 2 million views now.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, he was the shortest, and that's why he got picked. And they're just mean. People are just mean on the internet.
So I finally was like, okay, fine, post it.
The one, yeah.
Mine didn't get. I mean, on Facebook, it's went viral, right? But not.
It went over 1 million. Yours went over 1 million on Facebook. But the funny thing is, in the comments of you getting picked last, they're like, they only made this video of Lacy getting picked last because they felt bad for the guy that got picked last in the last. And
but I really got picked last.
The truth is, we really made those videos like 10 seconds apart from each other. Yeah,
I really got picked last.
But it was just nobody was getting picked last.
It hurt just my confidence. I'm not going to lie, y'all. Truth be told, it affected me a little, but not that bad. I got over it pretty quickly. Like it's going to be okay.
It wasn't. It didn't really matter though. One, because we didn't even fuck, so it wasn't like it was a real pick.
No, we didn't fuck. But it was fun.
I wish we had picked.
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah. Do you notice who I picked in my video?
Yeah. Do you notice who I picked?
No, I have no idea.
The Brittany girl.
Oh, did you?
And then Polly Pineapple picked me. So had both of those actually went to the bedroom, I would have been totally happy.
Well, I like it. So,
yeah, you picked the 6'4" black guy, and when you picked,
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a dummy. But it was fun to watch Brittany make those, and I learned a lot. So we're now going into secrets in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, okay, we got to change this up a little. So I'm thinking about it, and I think it'll be good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I'm glad you're thinking about it. Okay, and then so that all happened, and then the club happened.
Yeah.
Basically the same as Friday night, just twice as many people.
Yeah, so Friday night we had like 250 there. So Saturday night was probably closer to like 500.
Yeah.
People were wrapped around the building for like a while.
Waiting to get in.
Yeah. Good thing Miami is beautiful and people didn't mind. And we also had the 360 out front and the photo drop. So people were pretty awesome. The energy, it was a lot of fun. In my notes, I put Dan did a great job DJing.
Yeah, so I DJ'd, I opened, and then Cereno went for a while. And then I took back over from Cereno at like 2 a.m. But the difference on Saturday night is at 2 a.m. the dance floor was still packed.
It was packed until like pushing 4. We also hired entertainment for this event, and it was a stripper, a Miami stripper. And Mindy hires our entertainment. I don't know how the hell she found this girl. But she come walking out, she gets on the stage, and like everybody stops dancing and just stares at her. She was fucking amazing.
She was gorgeous, and like her moves, she could like get on that pole and like put her body straight, and like she did all this stuff.
And she was very flexible, so she was like bent halfway.
Put herself in pretzels and sliding down the pole. Like, listen, I've been to some strip clubs. I've seen some hot girls on poles. She was up there.
Well, and like the theme was Inferno Night, and she had on like clear stripper heels that glowed red, and then like red tassel pasties. It was just like she had her hair like up in a high ponytail, and it was like braided with like the rave hair was red. She fucking killed it. Like,
well, I joked. I was like, she almost did too good because like the dance floor was bumping, and then she came out and started dancing, and everybody just stopped.
Literally,
just watched her.
Like she did so good. Yeah. We did not swap. We did not have sex. I think.
You know, I was trying to think. This is the first time in a long time that we've been at a swingers club and not fucked anybody.
We didn't fuck. Yeah, we did fuck both Friday and Saturday at Dallas. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think because the nights are so late, I just was like over it.
Right. And you knew we had to pack the trailer.
Yeah. There was a little bit of me that was probably a little irritated that we had to stay up till 5. And yeah, so I was just, yeah. Now
I was trying to arrange a Polly Pineapple gangbang.
Yes.
The whole night.
Were, yeah.
And she was struggling to get on board. We were struggling to get enough people. I don't know.
She's not good with group play.
She's not good in public or group play.
Yeah. Now, I will say there was this amazing, beautiful, blonde-haired lady in a red dress. Do you remember her? She came and got you and said, I want to meet Lacy or something. And Diana, who works for us, grabbed me and was like, hey, she wants to meet you. She was drop dead gorgeous. And her husband was, he was so fine. I think they were going on the cruise as well.
They're going on the Bliss cruise?
No, on the Temptation
Cruise.
Cruise. But she was quite pushy. And I was kind of at that point where I was like a little bit over it. You know, like, I don't know if you've ever been, well, because we host, we probably feel that a little bit more than, but I was pretty sober. I knew I was going to have to stay up till 5. It was like 3.
She was trying to fuck?
Oh, she was 100% trying to fuck.
I was DJing, so.
And she like was like on me. And I don't also am real big about like personal space, but more so than your average person. I almost get claustrophobic if you get too close to me.
It's so funny because had she caught you at just a different time, or had you been a couple more drinks in,
for sure,
it would probably would have been on.
It would have been on. She was fucking gorgeous. Honestly, I really wanted to fuck her, but my
your fun meter was pegged.
It was pegged. I couldn't do it, and she kept on, you know. And she finally, the last time, she's like, "Okay, I'm going to come one last time." And I think she was a little tipsy too, or maybe that's just how she is. I don't know. And she was like, "I don't know if we'll ever meet each other again." She actually said she messaged us on Swinger Setting, and I told her, message us again, because honestly, I'm down if she's listening to this. It did seem like she wanted to fuck me because I was Lacy from the SwingNation podcast, which honestly, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, had I been a little bit more tipsy, I would have been like, fuck yeah, if me being the host of the SwingNation podcast gets this beautiful blonde, fuck yeah, let's go. But she caught me on like a off night. Yeah, I could see her thinking I was a bitch because I was giving off that vibe because I was just kind of over it, and she was just like right there. But I thought she was gorgeous, and I thought her husband was super fun, and I think me and her were having a great time. I'm just saying,
you're over it
at the moment, but I'm not over it now. Like, so if we see each other again,
message us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we stayed till 5, packed up.
And rolled home. And that summed up our takeover at Miami Velvet. So huge shout out to the whole Miami Velvet crew. Justin and is the marketing director. He's awesome. He was on the podcast. And then Jason was the manager, super helpful guy.
The bartender,
that one long-haired bartender guy was awesome. He helped us out quite a bit. I don't remember his name. The playroom,
Hanson.
That's his name in the play. He was amazing. The whole group down there was really good. And we're going to be back there in October. So if you're listening and you missed that takeover and you're in the South Florida area, or if you like going to South Florida from other areas, swingersociety.net. Go to swingersociety.net, sign up for a membership, and get ready for that event. But we got a bunch going on. We're going to be in Secrets. We're going on a Bliss cruise. We got another takeover of Club Tempted in Louisville coming up. We got a takeover in Houston at Colette coming up. So we're going to be all over the country hosting parties. And if you want to come with us, please do that. Swingersociety.net to get tickets and all the information. Become a Diamond member. You'll get first access to tickets, to VIP, to all the stuff. Join us on Discord. We got chat groups and all that stuff going for all that stuff. So
and our next Secrets is going on sale within the month. So if you're thinking about going to Secrets, it sells out within 30 days. So now's the time to become the Diamond member.
Right. Go sign up now. Those tickets will go on sale. We're going to sell it to the people who are at this Secrets, and then the next week it'll go on sale to the public. So if you're trying to get to a Secrets, definitely go on swingersociety.net and sign up for your membership.
Yep.
All right, Lacy, I think that we're out of time. Anything else for the Swing Nation listeners?
No, that's it.
All right, guys. I think with that, in a world full of apples,
be the pineapple.
Be the pineapple, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
If you've enjoyed our podcast and want to support us, leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. If you want to see more of our content, you can find links to Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, and more in the show notes. Come join the conversation with us and other swinger content creators on our Swinger Society Discord server. If you have questions or feedback, email them to us at TheSwingNation@gmail.com. Make sure you head on over to TheSwingNation.net and keep up to date on all things Swing Nation. We thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.